Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything, and welcome to Paris. Back in my corporate travel days, I used to sell a shed load of Thalys. In fact, our whole team sold Thalys. In fact, one day our IT guy came to us and said, you know how you use Galileo, which is a kind of a general reservation system, use it for flights, accommodation and some trains. Instead of using that for Thalys, would you like a native system to use instead? We just sold so much, but we thought, nah, because that's just another system we have to learn how to use. In August 2022, I last used Thalys, and I'd always had a soft spot for the train company. And in August 22, I was bitterly disappointed. It was terrible. The whole train needed a refurbishment. The toilet was blocked, there was water in the aisle, and the service at the cafe was glacial. It really was not a great service whatsoever. Now, in this train, in August 2022, I travelled in comfort class £74. I'll now today be travelling in Eurostar 52, and it's Eurostar Plus. And I say Eurostars because in May 2022 they merged and they rebranded officially in October 2023, and I've never travelled on them since then, but today's the day. I'm travelling on the new cross-out Thalys, say Eurostar service from Gare du Nord to Brussels Midi. One thing I always loved about Thalys, it was the colour scheme. Ruby red, I think that's why I love Thalys so much. I just really like that colour. And I'm glad to say Eurostar kept on the old Thalys routes that colour, but they've rebranded it and recalled it Eurostar Red. Anyway, adding a little bit of excitement to this video is the fact that there's a public transport strike in Brussels today. Yes! So we'll see if we actually make it. I've read online that it shouldn't affect Eurostar services, but we shall see. Anyway, I'm heading up to Gare du Nord now, and I'll see you at the station. And here we are at my favourite station in Europe, Gare du Nord. This is what a railway station should look like. Now, I mentioned earlier I was travelling Eurostar Plus. I've printed some details out on this bit of paper here. To give you an idea, there's Eurostar Standard, Eurostar Plus, and for me anyway, unaffordable Eurostar Premier. What's the big difference? Well, apart from luggage allowances and cancellation fees and whatever, if you go Standard, you don't get any food. If you go Premier, you get gourmet meals served to your seat. What happens when you go Eurostar Plus? It doesn't actually tell you. It doesn't actually mention food at all under Eurostar Plus, although I think you get a snack box or something, so we'll find out in a couple of hours. In the meantime, I'm going in there to get a cup of coffee, get me up to cruising altitude. I've got plenty of time to waste, and I'll see you probably on the platform. Yeah, Berlin Hauptbahnhof may be impressive for modern architecture, but this has really got some style, some class. I absolutely love this place. Here at Gare du Nord there's loads of security. They've got police, they've got SNCF security, they've got private security, and they spend most of their time either pointing out directions to people or removing Romani beggars from the concourse. When I booked this Eurostar train to Brussels, I was trying to remember whether I actually asked for a window seat or an aisle seat. I couldn't remember. And I've done some research, and car 2, seat 55, according to a seat plan I've found, seems to be a forward-facing aisle. And I've done some research, and this is what it says. Seat allocation. Seats are allocated at the time of booking. Customers cannot choose or modify their seats on our classic and Ruby trains. So that's me told. So it's a forward-facing aisle seat by the looks of things. At least it makes it easier if I want to go for a little wander. The train itself is only, or the journey itself is only 1 hour 20 minutes, so it's a quickie. Oh, and I forgot to mention, in regards to security, there's also about 7 or 8 armed soldiers actually wandering around the station as well, all holding rifles, pointing at the floor, their fingers on the trigger, ready. I was starting to have a little panic moment there because I was looking on the board and I could not find my train. That's because they've changed the train time at departure by about 4 minutes, and also it's not going to Brussels, it's going to Amsterdam, but stopping in Brussels. Panic is over. I know you're not allowed to photograph French police officers while on duty. I've got a feeling it might also apply to soldiers. As a result, I've just been breaking the law.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Okay, we're not off to a good start. Train has been delayed 15 minutes. We're now running 20 minutes late. Maybe I could just jump onto this one. I doubt it. Yeah, apparently the reason is due to the late arrival of the inbound train. Right, let the fun begin. Hello.
Voilà, 55 pour la place sur la...
Amsterdam Central Station. Amsterdam Central Station, this channel.
I'm glad to report no toilet issues this time. Now that was more like it. That's the Thalys of the old days I expected. That was actually very good. When I boarded the train, I thought it had been recently refurbished. So using their strong Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, I did a bit of research, and yes, they are recently refurbished. But what did I say? The rebranding took place in 2023. They were still showing the Thalys name on the headrest, so they've really looked after their seats. They look brand new. What can I tell you about the ride? Well, I've got a little couple of notes here. The toilet worked perfectly, unlike the last time I was on it. I've mentioned the Wi-Fi, and their website does say there may be a trolley service. Today it was a case of there may not be. There was no trolley service, but there is a cafeteria. I'd already had a coffee and something to eat at Gare du Nord, so I really didn't fancy having another coffee. Brussels Midi is definitely not one of my favourite stations. It's kind of cold, functional, uninviting, but it does the job. Anyway guys, thanks very much for coming along on this little journey, and I'll see you next time.